In this video, I'll show an analysis of a crash of a Skydio 2 drone flown through the woods that was automatically tracking a person.
We have adequate documentation.
All the proof we need.
So that we can
Tell
research
people
and give advice to people that may want to use their own drone in the woods and things to watch out for.
Back in March of 2021, shortly after getting my Skydio drone, I wanted to see what it could do in terms of performance tracking someone walking through the woods through tight spaces. Here I tracked my son walking down this trail. The Skydio 2 did a great job, as you can see, avoiding the obstacles. I figured it was probably a matter of time until it did hit some kind of a small branch, and that did happen later on further down the trail. Skipping ahead, these are the last moments of the flight before the drone hit a tree. It's unclear from the video what the drone hit. I did an analysis at the time to try to understand what happened. Here I'll show an illustration of the track taken by my Skydio 2 while following my son on a walk through the woods. The Skydio 2 drone has amazing tracking and obstacle avoidance features. It's amazing to watch it in action. This video animation shows the results of an analysis I applied to recover the flight track by processing 250 frames of 4K video extracted over 25 seconds of time. To prepare the video for processing, I extracted 5 frames per second for the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds of the flight, aligned the images in Agisoft Metashape, exported the imagery and data in ColMap format, and imported it into LichtFeld Studio. So here we're looking at the trained Gaussian Splat in LichtFeld Studio. This is just amazing to me, what the modern tools can do, and more advanced computing, higher compute performance. This is the trail of the camera locations of the drone for the video frames that were processed into this model. Now you can see how the drone weaved its way through the branches and the trees as it was tracking my son. That technology really is amazing. It was risky to fly the drone in this way, and it did crash as we're talking about, but it did survive that crash with the replacement of some propellers. Now, this is just absolutely astounding that from the video frames itself, you can get this much context of the woods and see the trajectory that the drone flew. Sorry if this is a little bit difficult to watch. It's hard for me to navigate through the scene itself and do it slowly enough for you to see. The environment for viewing this in LichtFeld Studio, once you've trained the model, is fantastic. You can actually click on any of these camera positions and go right to looking through that perspective into the scene. This is the point where I had started tracking and processing the data years ago in 2021 when I originally processed the data going down this hill, slippery slope over this little footbridge. The drone itself did quite an amazing job avoiding branches for a very long time. It was safe to do this in this location because there really weren't any other people around, and I was flying low to the ground. I also knew that if I did crash, that the drone wouldn't fall too far. So, as I say, things did do okay. Now we're approaching the last moments of the flight. Unfortunately, the video cuts out before the last frames where it actually hits the tree. I assume there's some delay in the recording of this. And the drone, when it fell on the ground and was found, and we'll show some analysis of that crash site that was captured later with a camera phone and processed into a model. But it hit the little tree on the right here, not this main one in the center. It's cool with Gaussian splats the way you can go around from the perspective that was never shot because it's fitting Gaussians. Only imagery from the front side where it was approaching was captured. We'll look a little bit more at this scene in a few moments, as well as some imagery, photos that were taken of the scene. This photo was captured after the drone hit the sapling. We can see the point of impact just near the hand to the left of the finger, where there's some of the bark that's rubbed off and a little blue marking from the propeller that was left on the tree. We can see also further down the tree next to the right hand the little knob of the tree with a little tiny branch coming off. This is an important reference point as we will look back later at that model of the last moments of the flight. A closer look at the sapling with the propeller that was picked up from the ground next to the sapling, we can see where the drone ended up on the ground. It was sort of a bit to the left of the trajectory on the far side of the big tree. Now we take a final look at those last moments of the flight in the Gaussian Splat model. We can see the little notch or little knob on that tree up in front of the drone, just below where I'm showing with the cursor, and we can see then where the drone ended up on the ground behind the tree. So here is a photo, and I'm highlighting where the drone actually is on the ground behind the big tree, and if we look back at the model view, we can see where that is. We can see a couple of the features that are common between the photograph and the recovered scene. On the ground here we can see a branch, and you see that same branch in the photo. We can see another branch off of that and another same branch, and then the log that the Skydio 2 drone fell on the ground next to. I also took 50 or 60 photos with my phone of the crash site of the drone on the ground before I moved it. And you can see here that I used those photos again with Metashape to align them, and then in LichtFeld Studio to create a Gaussian Splat model from them. We can see here that the battery is disconnected from the drone. It is held on by magnets, and so I think that when you have an impact, basically you're pretty much guaranteed that the battery will separate from the drone. We can see here as we look a little bit closer that we are indeed missing the back left propeller, the far side, and that was found on the ground next to the sapling tree itself, and was visualized in the previous photo. Anyway, we can see here a nice inspection of the site and how the props are located, and the battery is located right next to the drone. And now a few more thoughts as we clean up the site. We're gathering the pieces, and here's the moment where my son found the propeller next to the sapling. So LichtFeld Studio is really amazing. This is the video I would have loved to have made about 4.5 years ago, just after the accident, but the advancing technology and Gaussian splatting and better computing, higher performance graphic cards, etc., has made this really quite a fun project to revisit and put together this video for you. The drone itself survived. I needed to replace a couple propellers and then do some careful test flights in a controlled environment to make sure that the drone was functioning properly. I still use this drone today, 4.5 years later, and love it. Wish Skydio had not dropped their consumer support for the drone, but that's all for now. So thanks very much for watching the video.